Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the corner and welcome to your latest Chelsea news. Interesting video lined up for each and every one of you guys. We're going to surf through the social media, aftermath of that fantastic victory that we've had against Bayer Leverkusen in the first opening game of the preseason. We only get two preseason matches. We had the one against Leverkusen. We've got one more lined up against AC Milan, which is tomorrow. And then we've got the new season kicking off. But this very first game, man, what a sensational performance. And I'm very, very shocked and very, very surprised how well that performance was, knowing that a lot of our players are new, number one, and also they haven't played for nearly a month. And the sharpness, the intensity that they showed was incredible. But one player out of so many good performances that really stood out for me was Estava Willian, ladies and gentlemen. And as I said, we're gonna surf through a whole heap of social media, posts out there talking about many different players, but specifically we're gonna look into Estava Willian. We're gonna look into Jamie Gittens. Gittens was fantastic, man. I'm surprisingly very, very amazed by how he performed as well, and looks like good things to come from him, hopefully. We're going to talk about Gittens Essugo. We're going to talk about, most importantly, one of the top news that's been circulating around is Enzo Maresca post-match talking about the loss of Levi Colwell. What does it mean? Is there going to be internal solutions? Are we actually go out there and going to buy someone? We're going to explore all of that. So make sure you're stay tuned for this entire video, because lots of interesting conversations to be had. Now, first up, ladies and gentlemen, Estava Willian. I didn't even know this. I didn't even talk about this in my post-match reaction. If you've missed out on my post-match reaction, go check that out. That was the last video. I didn't even know this. And now, look, it's not a surprise to me one bit. His performance was amazing. A debut strike from Estêvão was enough for him to be named as Chelsea's player of the match against Leverkusen. First match for Chelsea, first time putting the jersey on, first time at Stamford Bridge, and this guy lands a player of the match award straight away against Leverkusen. Yes, albeit it's a preseason match, but nonetheless, you got to take everything seriously. And he was dropping player of the match performances for Palmeiras as well in the Club World Cup, left, right, and center. He was just picking up player of the match performances. And we have a serious talent, man. We really do have a serious level of talent in the likes of Estava Willian, who can play on the right, he can play on the left, he can play centrally just behind the striker. Lots of pace, lots of technicality. And do you know what? For a kid, and he is a kid, he's only 18, there's still so many years left of him to grow. For a kid, he showed immense composure, man. Every touch, I really don't remember him putting on a foul touch. Every touch was absolutely spot on. And even from a physicality standpoint, it wasn't like he was some sort of a pushover. One thing's for certainty, he will get kicked around a lot. He will definitely get kicked around a lot. But I love this kid's humble nature. I love how he consistently keeps himself grounded. He's such a down-to-earth player, talks about God and religion, and he's really focused. He's really focused. As soon as he scored the goal and he kissed the badge, you can just tell, like, he's been wanting this moment for so long. For so long, he's been dreaming about this moment with Chelsea Football Club, and it was great to see, man. It really was great to see. Let's have a look at what else is there in regards to Estava Willian in social media. This is what he had to say on Instagram. First and foremost, I just want to thank God for everything he has done in my life. I love how he always, talks about God and how humble he is, man. It just tells me he's had a very good upbringing, and he's very true to the core. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's not someone who's there to just, fluff around. He's not there to, just because I've made it at Chelsea Football Club that I've got to flaunt. He's really there knowing that what has been given to him is a blessing, and he's in a very privileged position, and he shouldn't disregard and disrespect this scenario one bit, this situation one bit. And do you know what? He puts on a lot of respect to his rewards that he's getting. I'm very happy and fulfilled to debut for Chelsea at Stamford Bridge next to our amazing fans, and even happier with the match and the goal. Now, excellent, absolutely excellent. This was him on Instagram. If you're not following him on Instagram, I need to start following him. I don't know why I haven't followed him yet. Jamie Gittens on ESTEVAO's incredible Chelsea debut. Joga bonito. I mean, it's good to see the camaraderie. It really is good to see. And I want to talk about Jamie Gittens as well. Do you know what? Like this kid, and he's also another kid, I've not really watched that much of him when he was at Dortmund, right? By the way, lovely finish from Estava Willian. If you haven't seen that fantastic goal from him. But yeah, Jamie Gittens, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't seen him, much like myself, I've not seen Jamie Gittens in Dortmund that often. The only time I really got to see him was in the Champions League. But I was so impressed by him against Leverkusen. Came on in the second half and really took the players on, and he was making a foolery out of them, was making a mockery out of these Leverkusen players, driving into the box, cutting in, and look, he's going to be a huge problem for the opposition that want to sit deep. And once again, I think he's going to be a kind of a player that's going to score goals and assist goals as well. So big up to Jamie Gittens. Not someone I was completely, sort of asking for in this transfer window, but one that I was like, he's not a bad player. He's not like a Garnacho. I don't know why we're going for Garnacho, but Jamie Gittens definitely is going to be ahead of Garnacho. Xavi Simons is coming as well. He's going to be ahead. And I don't know where Garnacho fits, but Jamie Gittens for me was surprisingly very, very good, and one that I feel like, yeah, I'm definitely going to be watching his growth at Chelsea Football Club. Jamie Gittens via Instagram, blessed to make my debut at the Bridge today, especially on my birthday. Lord Jesus, thank you for letting me see another year. Wow, it was his birthday. Happy birthday, Jamie Gittens. Happy birthday indeed. Another player that I wanted to talk to you guys about, Gittens Essugo. Wow, man. I call him nephew Essugo. And his uncle is Caicedo. He's learning from his uncle. Nephew Essugo. Wow. Very impressed once again. Another one that I'm very impressed, and I'm probably not going to talk about him too much in this video, maybe a separate video altogether, is Jorel Hato as well. Incredible debut, man. Immense maturity, immense quality. But similarly for Essugo as well. Keep learning from Caicedo, because we can see where your skills are starting to improve. I can definitely see that he's under the wings of Caicedo. Essugo is going to be fantastic introduction for us. Every time Caicedo needs a bit of break, every time Caicedo needs to come off the bench, come off the field, Essugo is a fine replacement, man. He really is. Romeo Lavia, you might need to just look over you, because you've got Andre Santos, who's buzzing. You've got Essugo, who's excellent as well. Romeo Lavia. One, you need to get fit, and two, you need to compete, because some of these players that we've got in terms of competing in midfield, they're fantastic. Essugo, his tackling, his positioning, and his ball playing is not that bad either. Obviously, he's got a lot more to learn under Caicedo, but so far, I'm absolutely enjoying it, man. And a lot of people are starting to say he's carbon copy of Caicedo. Maybe it might turn out to be. By the way, shout out to Pedro as well. What a fantastic goal. Another debut goal at Stamford Bridge. Obviously, he's already scored for Chelsea Football Club, but great to just kick off again, off the back of that Club World Cup where Pedro absolutely finessed everyone. By the way, now, this is the important topic that we want to talk about. Post-match, Enzo Maresca was asked, what's his thoughts in regards to Levi Colwill missing out for majority of the season, and is there going to be a replacement? Enzo Maresca was quite honest about the situation, and he said, look, Levi Colwill is going to be a massive, massive miss. And we all know that. Left-footed CBs are like a unicorn. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're very rare, very important for top teams. Arsenal got Megaleus. Man City have got Josko Vardio. Spurs, I think Mickey van der Ven. And few more. Levi Colwill was up there, and his performance was getting better and better in the final third of the season, and he was becoming a leader as well, a proper mature leader. And he was looking forward to this season so much. But ACL injury, and looks like he's out for the rest of the season, or most parts of the season. I wouldn't rush him back. No way you're rushing anyone back after an ACL injury. So Maresca, ladies and gentlemen, he was quite honest. He said, look, it's his priority to find a solution. Now, the solution could be internal solution. The solution could be buying someone from the market. But there was a report that was going around after looking at that clip. A lot of people cut out a lot of the major parts of that interview and just put down the part where he said, yep, we're going to address that, and yeah, we're going to go into the market. That's not exactly what Enzo Maresca conveyed. He said that, yeah, we could potentially go to the market, or could potentially look at internal solutions. Look, if you're going to go to the market, you're going to have to get a left-footed centre-back. And as I said, they're not that easy to find. Because the kind of option Levi Colwill was providing from the left side, whether he's centre CB and drifting towards the left side, but his ability to play out from the back, play through the middle, sometimes the diagonal ball, it's something that I don't think we can easily replace. It's a very important factor of how modern football is played, and also how Enzo Maresca plays. So let's see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. Look, me personally, I think Joshua Achapong played a really, really good game against Leverkusen, but do we throw him in the deep end against some of the best teams in the Premier League? I don't know. Maybe we do. Maybe we rotate him with a couple of the other players. Tosin obviously will feature. Chalobah will feature. I would be shocked if Chalobah is sold now. And Achapong was very impressive. Kukurea can play LCB. Jorel Hatter was very impressive. So we've got a bit of options. Internally, we could find a solution. However, competing in the biggest stage in the Champions League and competing against some of the top teams, do we go out in the market and actually buy someone? But as I said, it's got to be the right defender. It's got to be the right defender. It's got to fit our project model as well. We don't want to go out there and buy someone 28, 29. Well, that's not what we do. I have no issues in buying them if they're quality players. That's not what Chelsea Football Club has been doing. So let's see. Well worth listening to this from Enzo Maresca. I don't think it's a foregone conclusion we get a new CB in. It could easily mean internal solutions to with what he says. So look, there's quite a few options internally. However, do we just trust these players? I've got no problems with it. I think these players have now earned the respect to be trusted. You look at Bournemouth's defender, Dean Huijsen, the one that I used to call Dean Hussein. 12 months of excellent defending, excellent football in Bournemouth, and now he's a Real Madrid player. What's to say that our players won't turn out to be like that? Not saying join Real Madrid, but become a top quality centre-back. So yeah, let's see, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know your thoughts. Would you go out there and buy a centre-back, or would you trust the ones that we have? It's an interesting scenario. It really is. Good thing is we'll get to see some Premier League matches before the window closes, and we'll make an assessment. We'll make an assessment, and we'll see what Enzo Maresca does as well. Ladies and gentlemen, smash up the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Till next time, everyone. Take care. See ya.